Hello students, welcome to all. Today in this video we are going to start first chapter of TYBSc Analytical Chemistry, that is gravimetric analysis. In this chapter we are going to study common ion effect and its example. So let's start with introduction. Analytical chemistry, it is the branch of chemistry which deals with separation, identification and determination of elements present in the given compound. It is divided into two types, qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis. In qualitative analysis, we can determine the identity of the elements which are present in the given sample, and in quantitative analysis, we are able to determine the amount of the elements which are present in the given sample. Quantitative analysis can be further divided into three types: titrimetric analysis, instrumental analysis and gravimetric analysis. In titrimetric analysis, we measure the volume of known concentration which is required to react with the analyte. In instrumental analysis, we use some instrument to determine the concentration of the substance. And gravimetric analysis, it is the process of isolating and weighing an element or a definite compound of element in as pure form as possible. Gravimetric analysis, gravi means weighing and metric means measure. In gravimetric analysis, it is used to measure the purity. It is the most accurate analytical technique. It is an absolute method. It is a precise method of macro quantitative analysis, and in this technique, possible sources of errors can be checked. Steps involved in gravimetric analysis. There are different steps involved in gravimetric analysis. We see one by one. First one is the preparation of sample solution, precipitation process, digestion or Ostwald ripening, filtration, washing, drying, ignition, weighing and calculation. These are the steps involved in gravimetric analysis. The technique of gravimetric analysis involves several operations. In last slide we already have seen. We shall first discuss the basic principle in some of these operations. Therefore, first principle is the common ion effect. In an ionic reaction, the concentration of the particular ion can be increased by the addition of a compound which produces that ion upon dissociation. Therefore, that ion is coming from two sources. First, from the compound which is already present in the solution, and from the added reagent. Hence, it is called as common ion. Let's see one example. Consider a weak electrolyte Ba which shows an equilibrium between ions and the unionized molecules in aqueous medium. Here is a salt Ba which is added in water and it is in equilibrium with its ion. It is the unionized molecules of Ba, and these are the dissociated ions of weak electrolyte Ba. If we apply the law of mass action, then we get a dissociation constant Kb, and it is equal to the product of molar concentrations of B plus and A minus ion divided by molar concentration of Ba, where Kb is the dissociation constant. If in that solution of weak electrolyte, if we add a strong electrolyte which containing either a common ion B plus or A minus, then there is a increase in concentration of the B plus ion or A minus ion. Therefore, the value of Kb is disturbed due to the increase in concentration of B plus or A minus ion. In order to keep the value of K constant, the excess ions, that is B plus or A minus, combines with each other to form undissociated molecules of Ba. Therefore, the rate of dissociation, that is rate of forward reaction, is decreases. It is the common ion effect. Therefore, lastly we say that to a weak electrolyte, when strong electrolyte is added which containing a common ion, the degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte is suppressed. It is the common ion effect. Let's see another example. Here the beaker containing solution of barium sulfate. Barium sulfate, it is a weak electrolyte. It dissociates partially to form Ba2 plus and SO4 2 minus. There is an equilibrium between unionized molecule of barium sulfate and its ions. When in that solution we add sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid and barium sulfate both containing sulfate ion is common. Therefore, there is an increase in concentration of sulfate ion in that solution. So, equilibrium is disturbed. In order to maintain the value of K constant, the excess sulfate ions from the solution combine with Ba2 plus ions to form again undissociated molecules of barium sulfate, and hence we get the precipitate of barium sulfate. Therefore, common ion effect is used to get the precipitate in inorganic qualitative analysis. You also have performed such practicals last year. Detection of acidic and basic radical. So, again we consider another example of weak electrolyte NH4OH. NH4OH, when it is in aqueous solution, it dissociates partially and it is in equilibrium with its ions. Therefore, here NH4OH, undissociated molecule of NH4OH, are in equilibrium with NH4 plus and OH minus ion. Again, if we apply here law of mass action, we get a dissociation constant Kb, and it is equal to the product of molar concentrations of NH4 plus and OH minus ion divided by molar concentration of NH4OH. Okay, in this solution, if we add a strong electrolyte like NH4Cl, then there is an increase in concentration of NH4 plus ion in large extent. So again, equilibrium is disturbed. In order to keep the value of K constant, the excess NH4 plus ion combines with OH minus ion to form NH4OH, undissociated molecules of NH4OH. Therefore, the rate of backward reaction increases, and hence the rate of dissociation is decreases. It is the common ion effect. That means if the concentration of common ion is increases, the rate of dissociation is decreases. Therefore, we say that the degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte NH4OH is suppressed when a strong electrolyte like NH4Cl is added to the solution. This is the example of common ion effect. The another example of common ion effect is acetic acid and sodium acetate. Here acetic acid, it is a weak electrolyte, and if we add sodium acetate to the acetic acid, there is a decrease in degree of dissociation of acetic acid. It is another example of common ion effect. Now we will see the problems based on common ion effect. First problem, find the effect on the degree of dissociation of acetic acid when 0.1 gram mole of sodium acetate is added to 1 liter of 0.1 molar acetic acid solution, and given term is a Ka is equal to 1.82 into 10 raised to minus 5. Okay, in this problem we have to determine what is the effect on degree of dissociation of acetic acid when we add a strong electrolyte like sodium acetate is added into that solution. So in this problem, first we will determine the concentrations of ions, that is which are produced on the dissociation of acetic acid, H plus and acetate ion, and undissociated molecules of acetic acid. And next step we can determine the change in concentration due to the addition of sodium acetate. And In this problem, we determine two degrees of dissociation. First degree of dissociation, that is before the addition of electrolyte, strong electrolyte, and degree of dissociation after the addition of strong electrolyte. So let's start the solution. Let the degree of dissociation of acetic acid is alpha. Here acetic acid in aqueous medium dissociates partially and it is in equilibrium with its ion CH3COO minus and H plus ion. Let's we write initial moles and moles at equilibrium. Initially only acetic acid is present and moles at equilibrium. The moles of acetic acid at equilibrium are 1 minus alpha and the moles of ions at equilibrium are alpha, and it is the concentration at equilibrium. Then if we apply the law of mass action, then we get Ka is equal to the product of molar concentration of acetic acid, acetate ion and H plus ion divided by molar concentration of acetic acid. Here we place the values of concentrations, that is 0.1 into alpha and 0.1 into 1 minus alpha in that formula. We get 0.1 into alpha into 0.1 into alpha upon 0.1 into 1 minus alpha. 0.1 get cancelled. Therefore, we get 0.1 into alpha square upon 1 minus alpha. Here, alpha is the degree of dissociation and its value is very, very small. Therefore, it is approximately, its value is very, very small. Therefore 1 minus alpha, it is approximately equal to 1. Therefore we get Ka is equal to 0.1 into alpha square upon 1. But the value of Ka is given. It is equal to 1.82 into 10 raised to minus 5. If we use this value in that equation, we get the value of alpha like this. Therefore, if we take the square root of alpha square, we get alpha and its value is equal to 1.35 into 10 raised to minus 2, where alpha is the degree of dissociation of acetic acid before the addition of strong electrolyte. Then by using alpha, we can determine the concentration of H plus ion, acetate ion and acetic acid. We know that concentration of H plus ion means what? 0.1 into alpha. Concentration of acetate ion means what? 0.1 into alpha. And concentration of undissociated molecules of acetic acid is equal to 0.1 into 1 minus alpha. Therefore, by using the value of alpha, we can determine the concentration of these three species and we get concentration of H plus ion is equal to 0.00135 molar. Okay. Again, concentration of acetate ion is also equal to 0.00135 molar and concentration of acetic acid is equal to 0.09865 molar. Okay, these are the concentrations of ionic species and undissociated molecule of acetic acid before the addition of sodium acetate. Now we will determine the concentration after the addition of sodium acetate. We know that sodium acetate, it is the strong electrolyte, therefore it dissociates completely to produce acetate and Na plus ions. Again, if we apply the law of mass action, we will write the initial and final moles. Initially 0.1 molar sodium acetate it is present, and after complete dissociation there is 0.1 molar and acetate ion and 0.1 molar Na plus ions are present in the solution. Hence, due to the addition of sodium acetate, there is an increase in concentration of acetate ion. Therefore, the new concentration of acetate ion is equal to 0.1 plus 0.00135. It is, that term is very small, therefore that addition, it is approximately equal to 0.1 molar. It is a new concentration of acetate ion due to the addition of sodium acetate. Then concentration of Na plus ion, it is 0.1 molar. Concentration of acetic acid, the new concentration of acetic acid is 0.1 into 1 minus alpha dash. Before the addition of sodium acetate, the concentration of acetic acid is 0.1 into 1 minus alpha. But here the new concentration of acetic acid is 0.1 into 1 minus alpha dash. Here alpha dash, it is a new degree of dissociation due to the addition of sodium acetate. Therefore, here we determine the value of degree of dissociation alpha dash. Again, here if we apply the law of mass action, we get Ka is equal to concentration of acetate ion into concentration of H plus ion divided by concentration of acetic acid. By using the value of Ka 1.82 into 10 raised to minus 5, we get equation in that form by using this concentration, that is concentration of acetate ion is 0.1 molar, concentration of H plus and concentration of acetic acid, that is 0.1 into 1 minus alpha dash. 0.1 get cancelled. Therefore, we get 1.82 into 10 raised to minus 5 is equal to concentration of H plus upon 1 minus alpha dash. Here again alpha dash, it is the degree of dissociation. Its value is very small because acetic acid is a weak electrolyte. Therefore, 1 minus alpha, it is nearly equal to 1. Therefore, in place of 1 minus alpha dash, we write 1. Therefore, concentration of H plus ion is equal to 1.82 into 10 raised to minus 5. Here we get the concentration of H plus ion. We know that concentration of H plus ion, here concentration of H plus ion is 0.1 into alpha dash, but concentration of H plus ion is equal to C into alpha dash. Therefore, by using the concentration of H plus ion, we can determine the value of alpha dash. Therefore, we get alpha dash is equal to 1.82 into 10 raised to minus 5 divided by 0.1, that is alpha dash is equal to H plus ion, concentration of H plus ion is equal to 0.1 into alpha dash. Therefore, alpha dash is equal to concentration of H plus ion divided by 0.1. Okay. Therefore, we get the value of alpha dash is equal to 1.82 into 10 raised to minus 4. If we compare the degree of dissociation before the addition of sodium acetate and after the addition of sodium acetate, we will say that the degree of dissociation of acetic acid is reduced from 1.35 into 10 raised to minus 2 to 1.82 into 10 raised to minus 4. That means, due to the addition of common ion, the degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte is suppressed. Thank you.